Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video session. So I'll be explaining how to calculate your grade points as a postgraduate student in the UK. So it's a bit different from the way it is in your home country, regardless of wherever it is you are from. Right. So it's a bit different. So I'll be sharing my screen. As you can see, we have four classifications, which is distinction, merit, pass, and fail. So if you have a percentage of 70% and above, you fall under the classification of distinction. And then if you have the percentage of 60% to 69%, you fall under the classification of merit. And then if you have 50% to 59%, you fall under the classification of pass. And then anything below 50% is a fail. So which means the person has to rewrite the module or whatever course it is. The person has to write it again and submit his assessment for a remark. So that's basically how the classification is for postgraduate students in the UK. So now I'll be citing 3 examples just to run us through how to calculate your grade points as a postgraduate student. So in order to be eligible for a distinction, a candidate for a master's degree or postgraduate diploma must attain a mark of 70% or higher in level 7 modules, representing at least half the credit for which numerical marks are available. So if you are a postgraduate student undergoing masters in the UK, you fall under the level 7 category. So now let's look at this example 1. So we have 7 modules here, inclusive of the dissertation, and then we have the credit value for each of the modules. And of course, the dissertation carries the highest credit value of 60, while others carries the value of 20 credits. And then we have the mark of the student here, and then the classification. So like I said, if you score 70 and above, you fall under distinction, and anything between 60 to 69, that's merit, and anything below, like I said, fall under pass, and then anything below 50 falls under fail. Right. So in this scenario now, this person, for you to qualify as a distinction student for your master's program or for your postgraduate studies, it means that you need to have distinction in at least 5 20 credit value modules. So for example, now let me try and highlight something here. So you need to have distinction in at least 5 20 credit value. That is, if you have distinction in this module, that's 20. You have another distinction in this module, that's 20. That's making 40. If you have distinction here again, that's 20, making 20 plus 20 plus 20, that's 60 credit value altogether. Then you now have distinction again here, that's 80. Then you have distinction again here, that's 100 altogether, which qualifies you for what? For distinction. Right. So now let's look at this example now. This particular result now, this person has distinction in 20 units module, as you can see, right? That's 20. Then the person has merit here, which does not qualify. The person has distinction again in another 20 units module, as you can see here. So add it, that's 20. Mind you, we are looking for what? 100 credit value in distinction alone. So now The next result of the person is 62, which falls under merit. The next one is 64, which falls under merit. So the last result of this person now falls under distinction, but it has a 60 unit credit value, right? Because it's carrying dissertation credit value. So when you add that credit value to this, automatically it equals to what? 100, and which overall qualifies the person for distinction. It qualifies the person for a distinction grade. So now this student, for example, will be graduating with what? Distinction, right? So, but if you have to do it the other way around by multiplying the credit value with the score and dividing the total by the total of the credit value, what you will be getting will be 68% overall, which of course falls under what? Merit. But that's not the way the system, the grading system works in the UK. The way it works is that you have to have a credit value of 100 at least on a what? On a distinction classification. So that's how you can get your distinction as your overall grade score. So it is not a basis of you dividing your grade point by the total credit value. No, it doesn't work that way. So this is for example 1. So let's look at another example and see how that one is. So now for a master's student, this example 2 now. So now let's look at the result of this person. The same credit value is still the same, and then the classification 2 is also here. So for the first module, the person had 69, which is merit. This does not qualify. The second module of the person has merit again, still does not qualify. Third module, the person had 69, which is merit, still does not qualify. Then the fourth module, the person has 79, which is a distinction. So this qualifies. So that's what? 20, because it falls under what? A 20 credit value. And mind you, we are looking for what? 100 credit value of what? Of distinction alone, for you to be able to like finish with a distinction, right? So the next score of the person is 67, which falls under merit. This one does not qualify as well. Same thing, the next one is 68, still falls under merit, does not qualify. Then the person was able to get what? 60 in dissertation, which is 78 in dissertation, which is a 60 credit value, which automatically is a plus on the person's side. So that's what? Plus 60, right? So now, but this, when you add these two together, it's giving us 80, which is below what? Below is less than what? 100. So which means the person cannot graduate with distinction, because it's not the total credit value the person has been able to build on distinction classification is just 80, and which is less than 100 for distinction classification. So now this person will only be able to graduate with what? With merit, because the credit value expected for a merit classification as a grade is what? Is 80%. That is, you must have 80 in distinction classification level for you to be able to like be awarded a merit classification for your master's degree. So that's for example 2. So the summary of all this is that for you to graduate or be awarded a distinction, it means you need to have 100 credit value on distinction classifications in any of your module, right? And for you to have a merit award for your master's degree in the UK, it means you need to have a minimum or a maximum of what? 80 credit value, right? For you to be awarded a merit. So now let's look at this last third example and let's see what the person will be able to like graduate with. So of course, you see the same credit value we are following. And for the first module, the person had a mark of 70, which is distinction. This is a good one. So that's 20. The next module, the person adds 72. That's also a distinction. That's plus another 20. And then the third module, the person adds distinction again. That's plus 20. So in the fourth module, the person also add a distinction. That's another plus 20. So the fifth module, the person add 53, which doesn't qualify. The fifth module, the person add 71. That's distinction, that qualifies, right? So, and then the last module, which is in the dissertation, the person add 65, which does not qualify. So when you add all of this together, 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20, that gives us 100. So automatically you can see that this person will be awarded what, a distinction, because the person is able to like meet the required credit value of 100 to qualify for an award of distinction. So if you look at it now in example 3, although the dissertation is not at the distinction level, a distinction would be awarded as the student has 100 of the 180 credits at the distinction level. So for you to qualify as a distinction student or to be awarded as a distinction level student, you need to meet that minimum requirement of having 100 credits in distinction classification of your modules, right? And for you to be able to like be awarded merit, you need to meet the credit of what, of 80 to be awarded what, a merit level of your master's degree classification. So I hope this video helps a lot to understand how the grading system for postgraduate students in the UK is being calculated. So if you need any further clarification, you can just comment on the comment section and try to like and share the video to anybody that needs to see this and get this clear once and for all. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe to this channel for more videos. Thank you. See you later. Bye.